bunch of random videos on other social media platforms have been showing far-off buildings that look a whole lot like Peppa Pig's house, sitting on top of a hill. But how much of this is true? And how much is just fiction? We did a deep dive into this new urban legend and what we found out about the real houses, because there's more than one, and the real Peppa Pig town is simply mind-blowing, and maybe even a little bit creepy. Imagine you're just taking a peaceful road trip through the Danish countryside. You look out the car window, and suddenly, you spot Peppa Pig's house in real life. That's exactly what happened, and it left the internet totally speechless. What seemed like just a prank or a fan edit turned out to be an actual place, with a level of detail that will blow your mind. But contrary to what a lot of people thought, the supposed Peppa Pig house that broke the internet is actually the Venneberg Kirke, or in English, the Venneberg Church, located in the sleepy town of Landstrup on the northern coast of Denmark. And when you look at the place from a distance, it is absolutely impossible to ignore the uncanny resemblance. Besides being long and having a red roof, just like the little pig's house we see in the cartoon, the building also shares another similarity with Peppa's show. It sits right on the very top of a hill. Seriously, that's way too much of a coincidence to just be random, don't you think? And if you're thinking the same thing, we have to say that none of this is probably a coincidence at all. That's because in one of the episodes of the animated Piglet series, its creators show that there really is a very strong connection between the place that is now Peppa's town and Denmark, the ancient land of the Vikings. This happens in the episode where Grandpa Pig asks his grandkids for help digging the spot for a pond he's going to build. And in the process, they find an ancient piece of pottery, a giant dinosaur bone, and finally, a gold coin. And if you look really closely at it, you'll notice there's a drawing of a Viking on it. Where would you find a Viking coin? Probably on a hill in Denmark, wouldn't you agree? Then, in another episode, we actually see the whole pig family wearing Viking outfits and pretending to be warriors. It's basically like the show's producers are saying, we really did draw inspiration from a building in Denmark to create Peppa's house, and we just didn't tell you this whole time, but we left clues in the episodes. And you might be thinking, okay, if the house on the hill is in Denmark, is Peppa's entire town there too? The answer to that is fascinating. The truth is, Peppa's town doesn't exist in just one single zip code. The creators of the cartoon made a real patchwork quilt, piecing together inspirations from several different real-world locations to build the perfect town. Pay attention to this. Remember the little town of Landstrup on the northern coast of Denmark, where we just saw the Venneberg Church, the famous Peppa's house? Over there, most of the houses in certain neighborhoods are literal carbon copies of Peppa's house, with the exact same wall and roof colors, plus windows and doors that look super similar to those on Peppa's house in the cartoon. There are even houses that look like Susie's house. But wait, there's more! Just around that same area, you'll find the famous coastal cliffs of Morup and Rubjerknuda. And why is that important? Because Rubjerknuda is world famous for its historic lighthouse. It doesn't take much thinking to connect the dots. That lighthouse is the exact same lighthouse from the cartoon, the one that belongs to Grampy Rabbit. The idea of having a lone house on a green hill on one side and a huge lighthouse on the other points to the fact that all of this was used to create Peppa's town. But there's still more. When the pig family goes into the city center to do some shopping, or to the supermarket, or to visit the vet, the architecture changes completely. And that's where we leave the Danish countryside and land straight in England. To bring Peppa's town's commercial center to life, everything points to the animators drawing inspiration from the iconic Portobello Road, located in the charming neighborhood of Notting Hill in London. If you pay close attention to the episodes where they go into town, the little shops are all squeezed in right next to each other, with nicely designed roofs, and most importantly, painted in extremely bright and vibrant colors. That is the exact trademark of Portobello Road. The London street is famous worldwide for its Victorian buildings and colorful storefronts. In other words, the real Peppa's town actually does exist, but it's a brilliant real-world jigsaw puzzle. Still on the topic of the town where the pig family lives, for many years, the animators thought it was best not to give the place a name. However, after a bunch of fans started calling the place Peppa Town, that became the official name of the location. We know that it's located near London, the capital of England and the UK, since we can see Peppa and her friends going there from time to time. As for its name, no one knows if the town was named after Peppa or if Peppa was named after the town. That remains a mystery. We'll stop here, but you can still keep watching more incredible videos. Just click on either of these two appearing for you. Until next time. But what if I told you that you could literally knock on the door and walk right into the pig family's house? Would you believe me? Well, if you ever want to experience the magic of being inside Peppa's house or seeing what it looks like up close, there are perfect interactive official replicas built in theme parks all around the globe. For instance, there's Peppa Pig World, which is in Hampshire in the UK, and opened back in 2011 inside Paultons Park, making it the first and most legendary park dedicated to the character. That's where you'll find the most iconic and highly detailed replica in the world. The famous Little Yellow House was built on top of a man-made hill, and the coolest part is that you don't just look at it from the outside. Visitors walk through the front door and get to take a real tour. Inside, the immersion is complete, with amazing animatronic figures. You can see Peppa, George, Daddy Pig, and even Mummy Pig making pancakes in the kitchen. The design is awesome because it perfectly mimics the wonky lines from the cartoon, just in the real world. Crossing the ocean, we also have the Peppa Pig theme park in Florida, United States. Opened in 2022 in the city of Winter Haven, right next to Legoland, Florida, this is a completely standalone theme park. Just like the British version, the Pig family's house is the heart of the park. It acts as a giant interactive backdrop, perfect for taking pictures and doing lots of exploring, accurately recreating the yellow exterior, the red roof, and of course, those classic crooked windows that we all love in the animation. There's even a mini roller coaster right next to the house to make things a little more extreme. And Peppa is right there in the window, smiling at the guests the whole time, and watching them have fun on the rides. Heading back to Europe again, there's another standalone Peppa Pig theme park that just recently opened up in 2024, right next to Legoland Deutschland in the city of Günzburg, Germany. The Pig family's house follows the same incredibly high standard of excellence and immersion as Florida and the UK, reigning supreme as the centerpiece of the park. Every single millimeter was designed so that little kids feel like they've stepped through the TV screen and landed straight into the cartoon. Coming back to the United States, there's also a second standalone park for the Little Pink Pig, also named Peppa Pig Theme Park, which is fresh out of the oven in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, in the city of North Richland Hills, Texas, having opened its doors in 2025. The neatest thing about this other park is that Peppa's house is right next to a water attraction. Could the idea be to show how the houses in Peppa's show get totally isolated on top of the hills whenever it rains, just like what happens in the cartoon? But there are still even more replicas of Peppa's house! If the outdoor parks aren't enough, the brand also created the Peppa Pig World of Play locations, which are massive indoor entertainment centers scattered across the globe. Inside these indoor spaces, Peppa's house gets slightly scaled-down versions, built as playhouses, meaning real-life houses just for playing. They are completely tailored to kid size, packed with obstacles and physical activities, letting the little ones run and jump through every single room. You can find these wonderful play replicas in cities like Chicago, Illinois, and in Dallas, Texas, both in the US, and even on the other side of the world in Shanghai, China. Now, if you're a true Pig family fan, you know that the classic house on the hill went through some major remodeling because of a very special event, the birth of Evie, Peppa and George's brand new baby sister. The baby's arrival turned the house totally upside down and brought some awesome upgrades to the property's floor plan. For starters, the house got a brand new garage, designed especially to park the family's red car. The funniest detail about all this is that they almost never use the space, continuing to leave their car parked outside on the lawn, exactly like they always have. Plus, with 3 kids in the family, the classic bunk bed in the shared bedroom just wasn't cutting it anymore. The renovation provided separate bedrooms, offering a quieter little corner for the new baby's crib, and some much-needed privacy for the older siblings. The updates didn't stop there. To keep George's dinosaurs and Peppa's toys from being scattered all over the living room and getting in the way of walking around with a newborn, an exclusive playroom was built. On the outside, the garden got a brand new swing set, turning the backyard into a real private playground for the kids to burn off some energy. even the kitchen and the dining area got bigger, ensuring there was plenty of comfortable space to fit the new baby high chair at the family table. In other words, whether in the cartoon or in real life, Peppa's house is super big and also really fun to see and visit, whether you're in Denmark or in China. We'll stop here, but you can still keep watching more incredible videos. Just click on either of these two appearing for you. Until next time.